got a little grilling from Mum when I got back as well, just about how the way I've been in the villa, they saw everything, which is not ideal, is it? But yeah, they were watching along. I think naturally, obviously, I'm very big on looks, and I think I actually went into the villa asking for a petite tan brunette. And I feel like she walked in the villa, she walked in the Casa Villa. So I think naturally, obviously, I was drawn to Lauren because of her looks. But then after a few days, we clocked that it was more than that. Obviously, we're very, very close and touchy-feely. So I think a lot of people see that. But at the same time, like, the chats are great. We always have a lot to talk about. We're always glued at the hip as well. So I feel like we gravitate towards each other a lot. And I feel like that's something that I obviously need in a girlfriend. So coming out of the villa, I had no doubt that we was going to get on and things were going to progress. So
obviously he didn't know who I was, but I knew I was going in for him. I feel like from the moment we met, like, we literally clicked and we were inseparable since that moment. But yeah, looks is a big thing for me, and he is my type to a T, so. Literally left with the hope that he was going to leave for me. I didn't honestly think he was going to leave, just because I just think it was a big risk for him. Like, we'd left things on not the best of terms. Like, we'd had a rough few days in the villa before I left, so I just wasn't sure whether he was going to be willing to take that risk. And obviously it was the longest 24 hours of not knowing what was going on, because I was thinking, like, I was going to go home and see him still in the villa, or like, is he going to come out? Like, I just had no idea. So obviously when he surprised me, like, I honestly couldn't believe it.
we were speaking about it the other day. I probably don't think we'll watch it back initially, because obviously we're very, very busy. But I feel like in the upcoming months, I feel like it's nice to see our journey and our journey blossom and stuff like that. So I feel like maybe in years to come we can look back and see, like, how the relationship started, sort of thing. But yeah, obviously we'll be watching from now on until the final. Obviously I had the 24 hours after Lauren left, and I feel like I reflected on everything, not just on whether I wanted to leave the villa, how I've treated people in there. And obviously when I left, I think you all saw that I took accountability for my actions. And I think, like I said, I learned a massive lesson in there. I think I learned that communication is key. Even having awkward conversations about where your head's at and stuff like that. But there's no handbook on how to act on a show like that. And I feel like I just followed my heart. I think I was true to myself. But yeah, I feel like I need to, especially when getting to know people in the future, I think if I was ever in that situation again, I'd handle it a lot differently, for sure. Just having those awkward conversations about where your head's at, and just being more honest about my feelings and letting people know where they stand, because I feel like with me being indecisive and not telling people how I actually felt, I think I actually upset people's feelings even more in the villa. So yeah, I regret that massively.
I have been obviously reading the comments and stuff, but I do think, like I said to Harrison when we came out, at the end of the day, as long as we know where we're at and, like, as long as we're happy, really, it doesn't matter, because they've only seen an hour of our day for the journey, so they don't really know us as people. They've seen an hour clip, and that hour's not just based on us. So I just think people have their opinions. People are always going to have comments about us. So I just think as long as me and him are happy and we know where we're at, then it doesn't really matter about the comments. Obviously, it's never nice to read, but I think people are always going to have things to say, whether they like you or not. They're going to have things to say, and it's just important that we communicate with each other.
Yeah, I try and stay away from the comment section, honestly. I know there's going to be a bit of backlash coming away from the show, but I feel like as long as Lauren and I know where we stand with each other, and like she said, the communication is key. We speak about how we're feeling and things like that. I feel like those comments from the outside are never going to get to me, but obviously worried about Lauren's perception on things. But I feel like she's taken it well. Obviously we've had a little bit of backlash, which I expected from my actions. But yeah, like I said, I don't read the comments too much, and I feel like people are always going to have things to say about your relationship, however bad, however good you've acted, sort of thing. So I always expected it. But listen, I take it on the chin, and we move forward as a couple. So I think obviously we've not really had the conversation about where we stand with each other, but I feel like it's obvious. We know both where our heads are at. I think a big thing for me was wanting Lauren to meet my family first before I made any big decisions, because I feel like getting my family's approval is a big thing. So I feel like obviously in the next few days, Lauren's going to meet my family, and then we'll go from there. I wouldn't have left the villa if I wasn't serious about her, and I feel like that showed everyone how serious I was about her, especially Lauren as well. So yeah, I'm sure the boyfriend and girlfriend label will come very soon. from May to up until the show, I was living in Miami. I think obviously coming back from the show, I've started to debate whether I'm going to go back there or not. So that's still in the woodworks a little bit. I don't know whether I'm going back or not. But I think as it stands, I think I'm staying in the UK. Obviously, we're going to make a good go of it. And I feel like being around family as well at this time is needed for sure. So I feel like not 100% yet, but I'll probably be staying in the UK for sure. Yeah. They've watched the show. I feel like my sister, my mum, massive Love Island fans anyway. So especially now I'm on there. They watched every episode. To be honest, they saw everything, which is not ideal, is it? But they were watching along. They said they were very, very proud of me and how I acted in there. Obviously got a little grilling from mum when I got back as well, just about how the way I've been in the villa, which I get is understandable as well. But yeah, they've been watching every show. Yeah, it was a weird one because obviously we was all together on the Saturday night, spent our Saturday night together in a big group. But they didn't mention it. But no, I'm shocked. But at the same time, I feel like me and Con always had conversations about Megan in the villa. Every time a new bombshell came in or he was getting to know another girl, I'd always bring up Megan and say, like, how does she compare to Megan and things like that. So I feel like it's a good little twist. It'll be interesting to see how Con reacts. Obviously, he's coupled with Shakira right now. And like I said, Megan and Connor were really, really close when they were together for that 5 days. So it'll be interesting to see what Connor does, honestly. I think Con and Shakira get on really, really well, but I think maybe it wasn't Shakira's first choice when she went in there. Obviously, they've both been in there from the start and they've only just sort of got it cracking recently. But I think Connor and Megan had that instant connection sort of thing. And they look really good together and their conversations were really good. They were always together, like glued at the hip, honestly. So I feel like Con and Megan could be a thing, honestly.